Drugstore Makeup TAG because I've been wanting to do a drugstore favorites video, and I think that this tag is a really cool way to talk about drugstore products. So thank you to Makeup by Ali and Makeup by Fran because they're the ones who created this awesome tag. So I'll have their channels down below and you guys should go and subscribe to them both because they're awesome. And I was tagged by Ali and 11th Gorgeous, It's Blondie, Bentley Blonde, and Lolly Dolly 128. So thank you girls for tagging me, and I will have their videos and channels down below as well because they're all super amazing and awesome, and I love watching their videos, so I think you guys will really like them as well if you don't already watch them. So I am just gonna go ahead and get started with this tag. I'm definitely going to have to go with Maybelline on this one. It used to be Revlon, but like within the past year, it's definitely been Maybelline. I've been loving so many of their products. I love their mascaras. I have a couple of them here. These are my favorites. I have, of course, Maybelline The Falsies Flared, which I talk about all the time because this is amazing. And then the Maybelline Mega Plush. And then I have a Maybelline Color Tattoo here. This one is my favorite. It's Bad to the Bronze, and it's just so beautiful. And I like their lip products, like their lipsticks. I like the baby lips, and I like their concealer, and I love the Maybelline Dream Matte Powder, so I'm definitely going to have to go with Maybelline as a whole makeup brand. I think I use the most products from them. For face products, I love Revlon Colorstay. This is just, I love this foundation so much, and it's just amazing. It's super buildable, and I just love the way that my skin feels because I use the combination to oily skin formula, and I really feel like it helps control the oiliness on my skin. And then I also really like the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer, and I wear the shade Radiance, but I like this better than the YSL Radiant Touch, and this is like way cheaper, and I feel like you get better coverage, and it just does a great job at highlighting and concealing. For cheeks, I couldn't decide between these two blushes, so I'm just going to show you guys both. The first one I have here is the NYX blush in Pinched, and I think this is super pretty. It's a peachy pink color with golden shimmer in it. And then I have Rimmel's Pink Sorbet, which is a softer pink. It's more of a natural pink, and it has a very slight shimmer to it. I'd say it's more like a pearl finish, and I really love both of these. So these are a tie for me as far as favorite blush goes. And then for lips, I really couldn't decide, so I narrowed it down to 4 things here. The first one is my NYX lip gloss in Beige, and I've talked about this quite a bit because I love this color. It's a very pretty pinky mauve color. And then for lipstick, whoops, almost dropped it. I have my L'Oreal Ferris Nude, which is like my favorite natural looking lipstick from the drugstore. And this is just a beautiful color to wear on a daily basis. And it's one of those colors where you don't really need a mirror when you're applying it. You can just kind of put it on and it's going to look good. You don't need to make sure that it's like going on perfectly. And then I have a Revlon lip butter. I just love the entire Revlon lip butter line, but this is one of my favorite like darker colors, and this one is Red Velvet. It's just a really pretty deep red color that I think is perfect for fall and winter. And for lip balm, I really like Nivea's A Kiss of Milk and Honey. This just feels really good on my lips, and I just keep this in my purse at all times. I wear it underneath my lipstick, and it's just really easy to find in my bag because it's yellow so I can see it, and it is very moisturizing, so I love this. I just kind of picked this up randomly, and it's quickly become one of my favorites. So for this one, I found a couple things that I wasn't really impressed with, and one of them I don't have anymore, but it was the Maybelline Bouncy Blushes, and those just didn't really work for me. They were kind of greasy on my skin, and I found that there wasn't really much color payoff, and it just kind of left like sparkle on my cheeks, which I wasn't a huge fan of. So those would definitely be one of my least favorite products that I've tried. And then I have 2 things that I've tried recently that I haven't really liked that much. So the first thing I have is this Milani Eye Tech Extreme Liquid Eyeliner, and this has a really pointy tip to it, and I do like the precision of the product, but I don't like the lasting power. And I have exceptionally oily eyelids, so this may not be a problem for everybody, but for me, this looked good when I first put it on, but then a few hours later, it was just like gone. Like I noticed these huge patches missing in my liquid liner, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh, this is not good. Another thing that I have here is the Rimmel Scandaleyes Flex Mascara. And I think the biggest problem for me with this mascara is that they didn't have a waterproof formula, but it wasn't supposed to smudge anyways. But I decided just to try this out because I am really attracted to big, huge mascara brushes like this. And this just didn't work out for me, mostly because it just ended up all down here within a couple hours. So I have a few things here. This one is the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer, and I think this is just a really great deal because you get a bronzer and a blush all in one, and it's great to travel with. And then I really, really think that Wet n Wild has amazing eyeshadows and blushes. So this one is Mellow Wine and then Berry Shimmer, and I think both of these colors are really beautiful, and their blushes are very pigmented and just very like velvety and easy to work with. And then their eyeshadows, same thing, very velvety, super pigmented, and Walking on Eggshells is my favorite trio. It's just great for everyday wear. And I also wanted to include some nail polish in this because, as you guys know, I love my nail polish. So my favorite drugstore nail polish line is the Revlon Colorstay line. I think they have a great selection of colors, and these nail polishes last a really long time on your nails. And they're just really creamy and have great color payoff, and they go on really opaque as well, so you can get away with like 1 or 2 coats. So I have 3 of my favorites here. This one is Blue Slate, and then I have Spanish Moss and Bold Sangria, and then I'm wearing Fall Mood on my nails. So this is just an incredible line, so definitely check out those nail polishes if you want to try out some drugstore nail polishes. I have a couple Underdog products here. The first one is this Physicians Formula Concealer RX, and I actually found out about this through Bentley Blonde because she was raving about this concealer, and so I decided to go out and try it because I had never really heard about it before. So I went and got it, and now I'm just obsessed with it. I'd have to say that this is like the drugstore dupe for the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer because they're very similar in the sense that they pretty much cover up anything that you want covered. So you can use this underneath your eyes to cover up dark circles. You can use this on your face to cover up blemishes or hyperpigmentation, and it's very thick and opaque, but it doesn't feel heavy and cakey on your face. And then my other Underdog product is this L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in Amber Rush, and I'm wearing this today, and I just love this color. It's so beautiful. It's kind of like a rosy gold color, and it's just amazing. The pigmentation of these eyeshadows are incredible, and I feel like I haven't really seen anybody talk about these too much on YouTube, but I love these, and I had never tried these eyeshadows before. But I was just looking at L'Oreal products, and I was like, oh, I've never tried these eyeshadows before. I think I'll give a couple a try. And now I'm just in love with these eyeshadows. Now, even though I love this product, I'm going to have to say that I think the Revlon Colorstay foundation is a little bit overpriced for a drugstore foundation, just because I have paid like $20 for this foundation before at Walgreens, just because I really needed foundation, and that was like my only option at the time. So I paid $20 for this, but usually it's like in the $12 range, but depending on where you go, this foundation can get in like the $20 range, which is kind of a shocker, at least to me, when you go to the drugstore, because a lot of other brands will have their foundations in like the $10-ish range or less. So I've just noticed that Revlon tends to have like the priciest foundations, but this is an amazing foundation, and it's still cheaper than high-end brands, and I like this foundation a lot better than most high-end brands anyways. I have three of my favorite drugstore dupes here. So the first one is a dupe for the Dior Amber Diamond highlighter, which is absolutely amazing. It's so gorgeous and it just looks really beautiful when you put this on your cheekbones. And the dupe that I found for this is the Hard Candy Tiki Baked Bronzer, even though this isn't really a bronzer to me, it's more like a highlighter because it's like a goldeny color, but I find that when you put this on, they look very similar. And then for the NARS Laguna bronzer, this one is one of my favorite bronzers. It's so pretty, it's not muddy, it has a little bit of shimmer in it. And the dupe for that I found is the Wet n Wild Princess bronzer. Now, the Princess bronzer I think is a little bit more orange than Laguna is, and I think it may be slightly more shimmery, but it's not really too noticeable. They are pretty similar, and I think that this is a great dupe for Laguna. The last one I have here is a dupe for Stila's Kitten eyeshadow, which is one of my favorites. Super velvety, very pigmented, just a beautiful champagne color. I found that L'Oreal's Infallible eyeshadow in Iced Latte is a very, very good dupe for Stila Kitten. They feel very similar when you put them on, and they look almost identical. I'd say that maybe Stila Kitten is a little bit more on like the peachy side, but just ever so slightly. The first thing I have here is this mascara from L'Oreal, and I can't remember the name of this because it doesn't say on here, it just says L'Oreal, but I know this is a waterproof formula, but I'd heard a lot of people rave about this mascara, so I decided to try it, and when I tried it, it kind of just made my lashes stick together, so it just didn't work for me. And then the last thing I have here is this Maybelline eyeshadow quad. This is the Luminous Lights Lavender Lights palette. And I was really excited about this, and I actually bought a couple of these because I thought that they were going to be amazing. But then when I put them on, they're all just kind of like really frosty. They're not very pigmented, and they all just kind of look the same. They just look really icy and frosty on, and I wasn't impressed with these at all. And they just made it seem like it was going to be so amazing when I was like reading about them, so I was super excited, and I got a couple, and then I was like, oh, these just make my eyelids look white. So these didn't work out for me either. So that is it for the tag today, and I am tagging all of you to do this. So you can either tell me down below in the comments your favorite drugstore products, or you can send me a photo on Twitter or Instagram and just show me them, or you can make a video response because I would love to see what your favorite drugstore products are and your not so favorite drugstore products. And I'm also going to tag some specific people down below in the information bar if they would like to do this tag as well. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, and be sure to check out my last video, which will be linked down below in the information bar and at the end of this video if you would like to go and watch that. But I hope you all are having an amazing day, and I will see you guys later.